Say what? Oh, and welcome back. This time I'm going to be going through my sort of jazz collection, showing you what I've got here from my jazz collection. I brought this out as well to show you. This is a fantastic box released by Columbia, which is 25 what they consider essential jazz albums. They did a volume 1 and a volume 2 of these. I don't know if the camera can pick up what I'm saying, but as you can see there's some amazing albums and recreated just like the album. Lovely, lovely stuff. Really, really lovely stuff. So anyway, I'm going to show you jazz vinyl, not jazz CDs. Anyway, Corner Chop Suey, Louis Armstrong, and Top 5, recorded in Chicago, February 26, 1926. So this is quite old. The oldest one I've got. Here's Bunny Berrigan, Caravan. Listen to these records, by the way. Well, not these ones, but listen if you can. If you like jazz, obviously you'll know these already. There's Billie Holiday and her orchestra. Am I Blue? Don't Be That Way, Benny Goodman and his orchestra. I love that song. And Down South Camp Meeting. Where was this? Am I Blue? Okay, so wrong place, Al, wrong place. Here we've got here Whispering, Benny Goodman. That's a brilliant record. On the back is Tiger Rag, which is a foxtrot. Let's say in America, foxtrot. What's going on down there? Okay, what we got next? We've got Body and Soul, which is also a foxtrot by Benny Goodman's Trio. On the back you've got After You've Gone. Wow, I love that. After you've gone, there's no denying. I never said I was a good singer. Body and Soul by Billie Holiday with Them Their Eyes.
He got you looking at them their eyes, huh?
The Man I Love, Billie Holiday. Night and Day. Oh, wow. They made records back then. To think that these wouldn't probably chart nowadays. Joke. Strange Fruit, that's probably my favourite record of all time. From 1939, with Fine and Mellow on the back. Now these two bad boys. This is Ellingtonia Volume 1, which is a collection of distinctive recordings played by Duke Ellington and his famous orchestra. And that's the 8 songs. Album number B1000. Which is pretty cool. And this is what was considered a best of back in the 40s. Obviously Duke Ellington had his day back in the late 20s and 30s. He was on top, and by the 40s of course music was getting all crazy, what with bop and stuff, so this was like a retrospective that Brunswick released, and each record is just a normal record with 2 tracks, 1 on each side, and there's 8 songs, 4 records, and that is what was known in the 40s as a compilation. And here's part 2 right here. As you can see, Creole Rhapsody, Awful Sad, Tiger Rag, Jazz Convulsions, Yellow Dog Blues, and Tishomingo Blues. Tishomingo Blues. This is number B1011. Binary. There you go. It's pretty much the same deal. This one's probably in slightly better nick, this book anyway. But it's all pretty fantastic. It's in pretty great condition considering it's, 75 years old? Maybe a bit more. And here we have More Than You Know by Benny Goodman, titled Superman. Well, there you go, Superman on the back. I didn't know Benny Goodman. Imagine that, you know. And here's Benny Goodman. Oh, I've forgotten the tune. Forgotten the Superman theme. That's Star Wars. Never mind. Superman. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. And my name is Superman. I'm super all I can, especially in the sky. Up in the sky, no one can touch me. Anyway, the next record is Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit. This is a re-release. This is just silly purple vinyl. It's for people like idiots like me who think, oh, Billie Holiday, purple vinyl, whoa. Because actually there are some brilliant tracks on it, but I already have all of those tracks, so why on earth I bought it? I have a spending problem. This is Solitude by Billie Holiday. Now I don't think this is a... The reason I have this is very simple. It's because it's the best Billie Holiday album ever. It's from the 50s when her voice was already showing signs of deterioration due to the heavy drug use. And that's another story, by the way. It's a sad story. Yes, it's I'm not going to talk about it now, but she is one of the best singers of all time. Female singers or male singers, whatever. Best singers of all time. Her voice was so amazing. Now, if you listen to stuff from the 30s and 40s, you'll hear her best period, but from the 50s there was some really great stuff when her voice was cracking up, and that album is the pinnacle. 52, I think that was made. Miles, you crazy man. Kind of Blue on amazing marbled blue vinyl. Now that is a piece. Now, I have no regrets about being a vinyl geek when it comes to things like that. That is just exquisite. Yeah, there were only 1,500 of those ones made. There's probably still about 1,400 available. This one, also essential listening. Monk Plays Ellington. Now, if you haven't heard these versions of Duke Ellington songs by Thelonious Monk, you've got to listen to them. Purple vinyl doesn't make them sound better, just makes them look pretty cool. So, Kenny Burrell and John Coltrane. I'm going to show you this last one because it's also beautiful. Yes. But it's called Buttercream. Fat name. So it's called Buttercream vinyl. If you don't believe me, have a look at that. Buttercream vinyl. Only 750 of those were made. If you hurry, you'll be able to catch one of the 700 that are still available. The next few I'm going to breeze by, then go soundtracks. Streetcar Named Desire. Listen to that if you haven't heard it. It's an incredible soundtrack by Alex North and conducted by Ray Heindorf. It's brilliant. This is also pretty brilliant. This is The Godfather Part 2. Now, it actually has all of the famous music that we all know and love from The Godfather. So, if you're thinking, oh, I prefer Godfather 1, don't worry, because most of the music on here is very familiar. And again, I'm a sucker for the old fancy schmancy vinyl. That one's sort of reddish pink. Not everything reddish pink has to be seen by a GP. Or if you're watching in America, a doctor. There you go. Hope that didn't sound offensive to the Americans. I love the Americans. They're all so perfect. Anyway, that's Caetano Veloso from 1969. Love that album. It's just one of the best albums ever. And this, the final one for this video, Taxi Driver soundtrack on wonderful yellow marbled vinyl. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. And it is a double. I'm not going to pull the other one out because it looks pretty much the same. But there you go. Taxi Driver. Brilliant album, brilliant film, brilliant packaging. Oh, there's something else in there, but I'm not going to... Should I get it out? Get it out, get it out, get it out. Right, okay. Was it worth it? There you go. You get that inside there as well. There's Rob and Marty. And there he is with the cab, which is pretty much the end of the video. So, slide that back in there and say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for putting up with my drivel, and I'll see you soon for the next box, whatever that may be. Say what?